Your cat follows you everywhere, from room to room, quiet footsteps behind you, watching, waiting, almost like they don't want to lose sight of you. But then, the moment you turn around or try to get closer, they run. And that moment feels confusing because it doesn't make sense. If they trust you, why do they pull away? If they're scared, why do they follow you at all? Most people brush this off as cats being weird. But what if this behavior isn't random at all? What if your cat is actually telling you something, and you've been misunderstanding it this whole time? Because here's the part many cat owners never realize. Following you and running away are not opposites. They are connected, deeply connected. And together, they reveal something very specific about how your cat feels when they are around you. Something that sits right between trust and hesitation, between wanting closeness and still protecting themselves. It's a quiet emotional conflict, and your cat is acting it out every single day, right in front of you. You see, cats don't communicate like dogs. They don't rush in. They don't always show love in obvious ways. Instead, they move in small signals, careful steps, subtle choices. And sometimes, those choices look like mixed signals when they're actually something much deeper. Because following you is not just curiosity, and running away is not just fear. There's a reason both happen together. And once you understand that reason, you'll never look at this behavior the same way again. In fact, one small detail, something most people completely miss, quietly explains why your cat gets close, but never quite close enough. And when you see it, it changes how you understand your cat entirely. The safe distance your cat is measuring. When your cat follows you, they're not just being curious, they're measuring safety. Every step behind you is your cat quietly asking, "Is this still okay?" Cats are naturally cautious animals. Even when they love you, a part of them is always observing, always evaluating. So when they follow you from room to room, it means something important. You are part of their safe world. But here's the detail most people miss. Your cat is not just following you. They are following at a distance they feel comfortable with. That distance matters more than the behavior itself. Because the moment you turn around too quickly, step toward them, or reach out unexpectedly, that safe distance disappears. And that's when they run. Not because they don't trust you, but because, in that moment, the situation changed too fast. To your cat, it's not rejection, it's adjustment. They're simply resetting the space where they feel in control again. And control is everything to a cat. 2. Love, but on their terms. Cats don't experience closeness the same way humans do. For us, love often means getting closer. For cats, love often means feeling safe enough to stay nearby. That's a huge difference. When your cat follows you, they are choosing your presence. That alone is a quiet form of attachment. But when you try to close the gap too quickly, you're switching from their choice to your action. And that shift can feel overwhelming. Because for cats, control equals safety, and safety equals trust. So when they walk away or run, they're not saying, "I don't like you." They're saying, "I wasn't ready for that yet." This is why some cats will follow you into a room, sit just out of reach, and stay there, watching you, relaxing near you, but never fully committing to touch. It looks distant, but it's actually something very meaningful. They want to be close, just not rushed. 3. The instinct they never fully lose. Even the most loving house cat still carries instincts from the wild. And one of the strongest instincts is this: always be ready to move. In the wild, hesitation can be dangerous. So cats develop a habit of staying alert, even in safe environments. When your cat follows you, they're curious, engaged, connected. But when you turn toward them suddenly, their instinct kicks in before their emotion does. They don't stop to think. They react. That quick runaway? That's not a decision. That's instinct protecting them before they even process what's happening. And here's the interesting part. Many cats will run, stop a few steps away, and look back at you, almost like nothing happened. Because, in their mind, nothing did happen. They simply created distance, and now they're back to observing again. It's not emotional withdrawal. It's instinctive reset. 4. The approach avoidance feeling inside your cat. There's something deeper happening here. Something a lot of cat behavior experts describe as approach avoidance conflict. It's when your cat feels two things at the same time. I want to be near you. And I need to stay safe. Both are true. And both are strong. So your cat moves closer, then pulls away, then comes back again later. It's not confusion. It's emotional balance. Your cat is trying to get closer to you without crossing their own comfort line. And every time they follow you, they're practicing that balance. Learning. Adjusting. Getting a little more comfortable, slowly. That's why this behavior often changes over time. A cat that runs today might stay tomorrow. A cat that keeps distance now might sit beside you weeks later. It's a process, not a fixed behavior. 5. What your cat is actually saying without TWID. If you look closely, your cat is communicating something very specific through this pattern. When they follow you, they are saying, I want to be part of your space. When they run, they are saying, I still need control over mine. And both messages matter equally. Because together, they form a complete emotional picture. This isn't a cat that doesn't care. This is a cat that cares, but carefully. A cat that is building trust, step by step, in their own language. And if you respect that language, something starts to change. They begin to stay a little longer, sit a little closer, react a little less. Because trust grows best when it's not forced. 6. A moment most cat owners overlook. Think about this. Have you ever noticed your cat following you, stopping, and just watching you quietly from across the room? Not running, not approaching, just being there. And in that moment, have you ever wondered what your cat was feeling? Because that moment is not empty. It's full of meaning. That's your cat choosing presence without pressure, connection without demand. It's one of the purest forms of trust a cat can show. And yet, it's so easy to miss. Most people think love from a pet has to be obvious. But with cats, love often looks like quiet companionship, a soft shadow that stays nearby without needing anything. And if your cat keeps coming back to you like that, even after running away, that tells you something very important. You are not someone they are avoiding. You are someone they are learning to feel safe with. Over and over again. 7. Why this behavior changes when you least expect it. Here's where things get even more interesting. This follow and run pattern doesn't stay the same forever. At some point, something shifts. And many cat owners don't even realize when it happens. One day, your cat follows you and doesn't run. They pause. They hesitate, but they stay. That small moment? It's huge because it means something inside your cat has changed. Their comfort zone expanded. Their trust deepened. Their need to run became less urgent. And that only happens when your cat feels consistently safe around you. Not because you chased them, not because you forced interaction, but because you allowed them to come closer, at their own pace. This is why patience matters so much with cats. Because what looks like distance today might actually be the early stage of a much deeper bond forming. And here's the part that many people only understand later. If you interrupt this process too often, by forcing touch, chasing them, or not respecting their space, that progress slows down. But if you let it happen naturally, it builds into something incredibly strong. And this is where the meaning of this behavior starts to go deeper than most people expect. Because following you and running away isn't just about comfort or instinct anymore. There's something more emotional hidden inside it. Something that says a lot about how your cat sees you, not just as a person, but as part of their world. There's something quietly powerful happening every time your cat follows you and then runs away. It's not random. It's not meaningless. And it's definitely not your cat being distant or uncaring. It's something much more personal than that. Because when a cat chooses to follow you again and again, they're not just moving through the house. They're choosing you as part of their environment, their safe environment. Think about that for a moment. Cats don't stay close to what they don't trust. They don't keep returning to what makes them uncomfortable. So even if they run, even if they hesitate, even if they never come all the way close, the fact that they keep coming back says everything. It means you matter to them more than you might realize. But here's the deeper truth most people miss. Your cat is not trying to avoid you. They are trying to understand you. Every step they take towards you, and every step they take away, is part of that process. They're learning your movements, your energy, your patterns, figuring out when it feels safe and when it feels too much. And slowly, over time, that line begins to shift. Not because you forced it, but because you respected it. This is why the smallest changes matter. The moments when you don't reach out too quickly. The times you let them come closer first. The calm energy you bring into the room. To you, these may feel like nothing. To your cat, they feel like safety. And safety is what turns distance into closeness. And one day, without you even noticing when it started, your cat will follow you. And not run. They might stop beside you, sit near your feet, or even stay when you turn around. That moment will feel small on the outside. But it's not small at all. It's the result of dozens, maybe hundreds, of quiet interactions where your cat decided, you're safe. That's not just behavior, that's trust. But there's also something important to watch for. If your cat suddenly stops following you at all, or becomes distant in a way that feels different, that can mean something has changed. Cats are creatures of pattern. So, when their behavior shifts suddenly, it's worth paying attention. Sometimes it's stress. Sometimes it's health. And sometimes it's something in their environment that no longer feels right. So don't just notice when your cat runs. Also notice when they stop coming. Because both behaviors tell a story. At the end of the day, your cat isn't sending mixed signals. They're sending layered ones. Quiet messages built on instinct, emotion, and trust. And when you start to see those layers, everything changes. The following feels more meaningful. The running feels less confusing. And the space between you doesn't feel like distance anymore. It feels like a bridge that's slowly being crossed, step by step, on their terms. And maybe the most beautiful part of all this is, your cat doesn't need to be right next to you to feel connected. Sometimes, just choosing to stay near you is their way of saying, I trust you. I'm just getting there in my own way.